What's good, guys? You've been shooting for another photographer for some time now. He gives you work on a consistent basis, and he's ready to offer you, he or she is ready to offer you nothing. He's ready to tell you something that you might not want to hear. I'm going to go over it in this short video in a second. Come right back. What's good, guys? This is Vahography. I'm Vahagan, your rock and roll photographer. So you're a really kick-ass photographer, but you don't have your own clients. You're shooting for another photographer, another photography company. And, he notices that, or he or she notices that you're taking your own jobs now, right? He or she doesn't really like that. He sits down and tells you, you know what? If you want to continue working for, if you want jobs from from me, you need to just work for me and me only. That means you can't take your own gigs. You can't shoot for anyone else. You got to only be with me and my company. What should you do at this point? Well, are you getting jobs from this photographer on a consistent basis? Well, you know what? Let me scratch that idea. Is he or she ready to give you a salary? Something that you're comfortable with. I'm talking, a livable wage. Is he or she ready to put you on the payroll as one of the staff photographers in this company that you're working for? Or is it just random gigs here and there? If that photographer is not ready to put you on his payroll, and I'm talking about making a livable wage, guys. You see him making all this, he or she making all this money, and he's only paying you $400 or $500 a wedding. That's not a livable wage, guys. And today in 2021, that is not anything that you can survive on. $500 a week. Yeah, you're only working 1 day a week and sometimes 10-12 hours a day. But who can survive on $500 a week, guys? So chances are, if you tell he or she what I told you to tell them, chances are they're going to deny your request, right, guys? You pay me $6,000-7,000 a month, I'll be your photographer, right, guys? Well, that's not going to happen. And in my opinion, guys, this happens a lot. You do kick-ass work for a photographer, but he doesn't want you to take other gigs. He doesn't want you to take gigs for yourself. He doesn't want to lose you. He loves you. He loves the way you take pictures. Why would he want to lose you? But eventually, you need to get your wings, right? You need to get your own clients. You need to start making some real money, right? Not second shooting money. Second shooting money is cool. Or a staff photographer money is okay when you're not doing anything, that day. And by the way, I just put a video on second shooting. Check it out. Click the link above. But you have to get your wings at some point. You might be feeling comfortable. I really like working with this photographer. He or she is really cool. It's a fun time. You have a good time with this person, and he pays you a couple $100. Eventually, you're going to get good at your craft. You need to start developing your own, photography company. You need to start gathering your own clients. You need to start making a portfolio. So, and mind you might love to second shoot, and that's all you want to do. You don't want your own clients. Some photographers, they don't want the headache. Some photographers don't want to deal with clients. They don't want to deal with booking it and talking with the clients and dealing with, bitchy brides here and there. And that's totally fine. If that's you, then go for it. Be a staff photographer your whole photography career. Different strokes for different folks. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm not saying that at all, guys. The photographer confronts you and says, you know what, I don't want you taking these gigs, or else I'm not going to give you jobs anymore. You might be scared that if you start taking your own clientele, that he's going to stop hiring you. A lot of photographers are worried about that. They're worried about, that person that hires them on a consistent basis hiring somebody else now because he didn't like the fact that you're taking your own gigs. So it's kind of, in my opinion, if you want to ask me this question and whether you should, get your own jobs, absolutely, guys. And, you can think to yourself, how much are you going to shoot for this person? How much time are you going to spend through your photography journey shooting for another company? And like I said, you might love it. You don't want to deal with your own clients. totally cool. I know a photographer, the guy that second shoots for me. I have a couple of photographers that second shoot for me and shoot for me at another event that I'm booked with. They hate dealing with clients. They cannot stand clients. Whether the client's nice or the client's mean, doesn't matter. They're not that type. They're not business type of people. They rather just show up, shoot, and deliver the goods. That might be you, and that's totally fine. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. However, in my opinion, if you're confronted with a situation where the person that's at a disagreement with you taking your own jobs, and you want to take your own jobs, I suggest you put your foot down and say, you know what? If I am free that day and I get a gig, I would rather take my own job because I make more money, and because I'll have my own portfolio, and because I'll start, developing a relationship with people that has to do with my photography services, my own personal photography services. And by the way, John Smith, amazing rock star photographer, I love working for you. And if I'm free, I'm not saying stop giving me gigs, and I appreciate everything you've done for me, and also appreciate if we continue our relationship. This doesn't mean we need to, burn our bridges together. This just means that I want to start taking my own gigs. Or he might, like I said, confront you and say, you know what? I don't like you taking your own gigs. I want you to be my photographer. I want you to work for only my company. And like I said, if he's ready to pay you a living wage, go for it. $5,000-$10,000 a month, sure. You want me on, pay me a salary, write a contract. Let's write a contract right now. Let's write $150,000 contract. And, I'll be your photographer for that year. There's a good idea, guys. Good idea. Come back with, you know what, Mr. Rockstar Photographer, I'll shoot for your company, but let's write a contract, $100,000 contract. And I'll shoot that year for you. Any gig you have, I'm there for you. I won't take any gigs. This is a big contract. This basically contracts me out to do business for your company for that year, and that year only, at an X amount of dollars. That way you're guaranteed money, and he can't screw you over, guys. So that's not going to happen, guys. That's a very rarity. That only happens if you're dealing with big companies. If you're shooting for magazine or whatnot, that only happens then sometimes. But wedding photography, that's not going to happen. You never know. I mean, maybe it might, maybe it won't, but chances are that you need to really let them know that, I'm sorry, I need to book my own gigs. And if he's really adamant about it and he gets pissed off, or she, then, there's nothing you can do, guys. Just either walk away or just agree to the terms. But if you're asking me, guys, it's not a good idea. If you got to do what you got to do in this world, guys. You're comfortable with clients, dealing with clients, and you love having your own clients. Why not, guys? So that's my 2 cents on this subject. Hopefully this helped you guys out. It's getting a little noisy here, guys. Kids playing in the background and stuff. I didn't bring my lav mic today. I'm using the Fuji X-H1 today with the 18-55 f4 kit lens. So I'm using the internal mic on this camera right now. So, see how it goes. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you like business tips and photography like this one, and go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel, Vahography. And by the way, guys, if you ever had this kind of situation arise, the topic that I'm talking about in this video today, go ahead and leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear your situation and how you resolved it, or if you moved on, or if you burned your bridge, or if it ended well with the other photographer that you were working with. I would like to hear it. Leave a comment down below. All right, guys, thanks for watching. This is Vahography. I'm Vahagan, your rock and roll photographer. And we'll see you on the next video. Be strong, stand your ground, and never let another person take advantage of your kindness and your professionalism. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. Rock and roll. See you on the next video.